So, evening lovely, starting on your mat, lying down or seated, whatever your body needs this evening. And just as always, a few conscious breaths to just check in with how you're feeling in this moment. Sometimes it only takes a few breaths to be able to put the day aside and just come into this space, which is lovely. The beauty of just having this little bit of time at the beginning of our practice to tune into ourselves physically and mentally and emotionally. And actively and consciously put everything else aside. This is me time or you time to just connect back with yourself. So, how are you feeling? Any aches and pains? Are your shoulders tight? Is your back a little achy? Upper back, lower back? Check in with the head, whether there's any sort of denseness around the head if you've had a busy day of analysing things, thinking of things. If you've been walking on your feet all day, noticing your legs and feet, your posture as well. How easy is it to breathe? So root yourself down. Just take a moment to visualize your roots. And this always connects us to our root chakra, Muladhara. All of the poses in Yin are very linked with balancing root because they're all floor-based, on the earth, on the ground. So if you're lying down, just hug the knees in gently now. Take your time, there's no rush. It's really nice just to slow down at the end of your day. Everything you do can be done with consciousness. So as you hug the knees in, how does it feel through the back? You might want to lift the head to the knees and enjoy a stretch through the upper body and upper back. And in your own time, just rolling up to seated for Zazen. We'll do mindfulness of breath this evening. It's nice to sort of change between our meditations, but still come back to the ones that we know and ones that are familiar, because they will feel different each time. You're a different person every time you do it. So just a reminder, the 4 parts to mindfulness of breath. The first part, we count the exhale 1 to 10. Then we swap round and we count the inhale 1 to 10. Then we stop counting altogether for the 3rd part. And then the 4th part is where we really do become very much more conscious of all the parts of us that breathe, how it feels. So we can just rest our hands to Dhyana Mudra. It usually takes about 5 minutes. So relax the shoulders, soften through your face, take a few deep breaths, and when you're ready, counting exhales. And again, no rush. We can really enjoy the long exhale here. And that lovely opportunity on every exhale to relax a bit more. After 10, if you haven't already, we'll switch to counting the inhale. Even if your mind wanders, just still stay with your breath. And after 10, just relax your breath, relaxing the count. Just stay with the evenness of your breath. And really tuning in and being mindful of the breath now. Just taking one more breath. And gently coming back from that lovely practice. How did it feel today? This moment that you're in with that practice. Sometimes your mind will be really busy thinking of things, and then other times you'll just sort of slip into that lovely sort of quietness. So our first pose we're going to come into is shoelace. Sorry, it escaped me. So just sort of start kneeling. It's where we cross the legs. I have a little cushion handy as well. I do find that this helps. So as you sort of come into a kneeling position, we're going to take the right leg in front of the other one and come back. Now, it's not my favourite pose, and I can't get completely flat to the mat with the legs out to the side. So I just use a little cushion just to support sort of the buttocks. You'll know where you find it more comfortable. And then you might find that one knee is ever so high up. So just finding where you can sort of stay in this pose. I tend to just sort of hold on to my foot a little bit because it wants to escape. And then gradually we can lean into this if that feels right. To start with, sit upright. You'll feel a pull on the hips. And then just as everything sort of softens over the time we're here, you might find leaning into it is okay. Try and relax calf muscles, thighs, where you're sort of holding that initial tension. If this hurts in any way, come out of it or really loosen. It's quite intense around our hips, working with our sacral energy. This is lovely for liver and kidneys as well, and your gallbladder. Let the eyelids close if they haven't already. You can rest the head forward, start to relax through your shoulders. And just notice what's going on, where you're feeling tightness. You can take a moment to notice if this is a pose you like or whether you really don't like it to start with, but maybe over a few minutes that we're here, there's something that you feel that's slightly beneficial. Just allow the breath to come to the belly. And notice if it's starting to soften, just ever so gently. So let's just take a breath. Lifting up if you did have any of that lean forwards, gently and slowly uncross, even if you have to sort of use your hands to release the leg. We're going to come into Shavasana. So that was about just under 4 minutes, 3.5, 4 minutes there. Take your time as you release your knees and lying down. Okay, checking in. Can you feel that activeness around the sides of your body? And where we've had the legs crossed as well, you might find a sensation in the thighs. Take some deep breaths, really just try and let go through your spine and all the muscles in your back. Notice how you feel when you come out of the pose. You might not have liked the pose, but actually afterwards, is there something you can take from it? A lot of energy can get quite stagnant in the hips and the pelvis. Same with the shoulders. It's where we hold stuff that we don't always resolve. Emotions very much in the hips. So let's draw our right knee in, then our left. Have a lovely rock. Release anything here. And then in your own time, we'll come up back into that kneeling position to start. Again, have your cushion. You might want it the other side or... Okay. Left knee comes to in front of the right leg. And then again, trying to keep your pelvis level on the mat. So just use your cushion wherever you need to. And then just let's see how this side feels. You might need to adjust yourself. This side, I can feel it more in the left hip myself, so I'm just going to have the leg higher and then just see if it softens and release into it. So, taking a few deep breaths. If you want to close your eyes, just tuning in. If you do find tightness around the right hip, thigh, notice what's holding that. Whether you can let go or whether you're still holding that tightness. Deep breaths. And relaxing arms and shoulders if you can, neck. What's going through your mind? Just witness your thoughts. Keep trying to relax. Notice if the sides of your waist and your belly are tight, and as you relax, maybe the thighs soften a bit more. So one more breath. Lifting up and then really slowly unravel yourself, untie your shoelace. And then just enjoying how it feels to come to the mat. Nice and slowly straightening out your legs. Nice deep breath and perhaps a long sigh. Taking this opportunity just to scan through everything. Where do you feel chi moving? Let your spine take its natural shape. If you need to just rock the pelvis, wag your tail. Just find where you can really soften. And notice what feels good. Does it feel kind of fresher around the hips, the thighs? And so we'll bring the knees in one at a time. And just slowly rock. Again, we can take this opportunity as we rock just to feel the back of the body, where there's tension. And as we move through the poses, it might change as we come into this little rock each time. So we're going to come onto belly for a pose called amphibian. I like to use a little cushion. I'm going to pop this under the lower ribs, chest area, and we'll keep the left leg straight. And what we're going to do is raise the right leg. And actually, I've got a little rolled up blanket that I like to put just under the right thigh. It just supports it a bit more. Excuse me. I'll get into this pose in a moment. So we've got the left leg straight, the right leg is bent and comes up to the side. You can have the right knee high, level with the hip, or lower, whatever feels right for you. And if you've got a block, you can use this for your head. So it's a little bit like Sphinx, but with the bending into one of the legs. And relax. It takes a little while to find the pose. Soften into the lower back and round the waist. Noticing if your buttocks are tight, your calf muscles. Again, just acknowledging within yourself if this pose is one you like. Or maybe it'll be one that you come to like after a few minutes. So breathing to the belly, feeling that lower back open up. And trying to also relax your arms and your shoulders and neck. Relaxing your left leg. Just checking in every now and then whether you've tensed in the buttocks or your thigh. Keep looking for anywhere else that's tense, even if it's your wrists and hands and fingers or your face. Has the pose eased a little bit? So one more breath here. Lifting the head up. Slowly, if you've had the head low, just watching out for any dizziness, and then we'll straighten the legs. You can push back into a child's pose if you want to, if that feels nice on the way back. Just to counterpose the spine, you can. And then finding your way onto the mat on your back. Again, all nice slow movements. That was my knee. Little click. So just take a little shift through the body. Relax the spine. What do you feel? Where do you feel it? Do you find that you're feeling sensation in a place that you wouldn't have thought you would? So checking in through the left and your right sides. Notice through your arms where we've been leaning on the elbows, whether there's any sensation of chi through your arms. And just enjoying your breath and being completely connected to you. And then we'll hug in. Again, take a moment here just to relieve anything in the lower back that you're noticing. And then gently we'll come up the other side. So again, onto belly, I like to use a little rolled up blanket just to support under the top of the left thigh. You might not need it. Everybody's body is different, but it just supports the body rather than sort of letting the body hang and having to tense muscles. Lifting that left knee this time. Again, if a block is useful for the forehead, it can just allow you to soften through the neck a little bit more, and you don't have to take your head so low. Take a nice breath. Soften into this one. It's a strange pose. I'm not entirely sure if I like it or not. It's just always interesting to feel what you feel. So relaxing your buttocks and let that relax up into the lower back and your waist. Just checking in whether your shoulders are hunching up to the ears or whether you can soften them. Just taking this quiet opportunity of self-inquiry on all levels. How does this side feel? Is it easier? And if you want to, you can just extend your right leg a little bit further out to the side if you wish. You don't have to. It's just an option. Changing the shape of the lift in your left leg too. So again, notice your thoughts. Where were they just then? Check in with your right leg, whether it's fully relaxed or whether you're holding it in a certain position. Can you start to feel the quite nice surrender into this pose yet? Let's take a breath, gently coming out. So straighten your left leg first. And again, if you want to just ever so slowly push back into child's. Do whatever feels right for you. Just take a moment here before we lie down. Take a few deep breaths. And then find Shavasana. And now that curiosity of what you feel and where you feel it. You might find there's a lovely sensation in the lower part of your ribs, upper abdomen, where we've been into coming to an extension through the front of our body. So as you breathe, just follow the sensation. It gradually fades. And then sometimes the coolness and the tingling becomes a little bit more prominent. So we'll hug in again. We're going to use the strap next for hammock. This is a two-sided pose that we use the strap on each leg. So as long as you can get it as a loop, and then just pop it round the ball of your foot or the middle part of your foot. Okay, so we lie down. What we do here is we tuck this behind the head. It's not around the neck. So I really do stress that we don't have this hanging around the back of the neck. It really is on the base of the skull, that occipital ridge. So when the strap comes across the sides of your head, it sort of just covers the tops of your ears. So from here, you can either have your other leg bent or straight on the mat, whatever feels right. And then the lovely thing about this is that we have the elevation in the leg. We have the opportunity to ever so gently push into the foot, and you feel a really nice, ever so gentle tug along the neck, like someone's pulling you at the last part of a massage where you get that lovely lengthening in the back of the neck. Or you can really relax the leg and let the head take the weight and enjoy that stretch through the hamstring and through the leg. You can have a nice gentle bend, it doesn't have to be straight. So just play, not too forcefully, but just maybe just play between the weight of the head and then a very gentle push into the foot. Find that place where you're comfortable. And some deep belly breaths. When you're here, try and really let your head relax. There is a tendency for the head and the neck to still hold a little bit of the tension. Let's see if you can let go. Every now and then, try and release the tension through the back of the leg. Let the head become heavy. Lovely for your throat. So thyroid balance. See if your shoulders are relaxed. And your face. And then gently, what I like to do just before the end of this pose is to unhook the strap from the neck. Hold on with your hands, and we just take a few moments to enjoy a very slow movement. Maybe swing the leg out to the side, let the head rest on the mat. Enjoy that stretch on the inner thigh. You can bring it back up and see what it feels like as you cross the body. You might need to bend the knee, make that maybe more comfortable. And just move wherever you want to. Slowly, really taking in how it feels, all the different muscles that engage. Where you get some larger range of movement. As the leg comes to the side, that lovely inner thigh stretch. And so gently, we'll lower the leg down. If you want to just swap your feet so you're ready for the other side, you can. But we will have just a few moments here. Relaxing, just feeling the difference between the right leg, the left leg, especially through the hamstring, this sort of the lower part of the buttocks. And if you can, feel any chi anywhere. How does your back feel? How does your neck feel? So let's come into the other side. Lifting your left leg now. And then just again, just a reminder that the strap goes at the base of the skull, the lower part of the head, not the neck. And depending on how you feel, you can either have the right leg bent or straight. Try to relax your abdomen. You might find that initially you're tight in the muscles here, just relaxing. And again, let the head be heavy, feel the stretch through the leg, and a gentle push into the foot, and you'll get a lovely gentle stretch through the back of the neck. Relaxing the belly, deeper breaths. Notice what you prefer, whether you actually like to let the head become heavy and feel the stretch in the leg, or every now and then just feel through the neck. You will have to engage and push into the leg a little bit, so every now and then just relax that off. Noticing if you get a little quiver or shake in the leg at all. That's quite normal. So how does it feel comparing the right to the left? Is there a real difference? As we hold the pose for the length of time that we do, you might feel there is a very gradual improvement through the back of your leg stretch. Keep relaxing your shoulders, loosen through the buttocks if you come across any tension. Gentle breaths. And so if you want to, you can stay here if you want to, by all means, but if you feel like you want to have a little bit of movement, you can unhook from the head and explore the range of movement that you have in the leg with the strap. Pausing in places if that feels good. But just being really curious as to wherever you gently move your leg, all the different parts of your body that have to fire up. As you might lower it a little, you get the length and the straightness. what point do you have to bend the knee a little? All the parts of the thigh that you notice. And then when you're ready, we'll just gently lower. Let's have a few moments here. Unhook your foot from your strap. Literally just come into neutral spine. Tuning in. Perhaps a nice tingliness on the foot where the strap has been as well. So even here, relaxing your shoulders, letting the chin gently tuck in. And we'll bring our knees in. Take a rock. If you want to just stretch through your hips, you can bring your feet together and just rotate the knees in circles as you kind of rock on the lower back and pelvis. Wherever feels nice, just to gently relieve the body. And then we'll come into relaxation. So choose lying down or seated with blankets. As long as you're comfortable in whatever way you choose. So have a moment to reconnect with your grounding. Relaxing from head, forehead, eyes, nose and mouth. Softening your cheeks and chin and jaw, sides of the head, back of the head and neck and throat. Just drawing your awareness to your shoulders and all the way down your arms, to wrists and hands and fingers. Allowing the front of your body to soften, the chest, belly, sides of your waist. And then just allowing your body to be heavy and your back sink into the mat if you're lying down. Or just softening through your back and spine if you're seated. Relaxing around the pelvis and hips and buttocks, thighs, knees, shins and calves, all the way down to ankles and feet, each one of your toes. And if there's parts of the body I haven't mentioned that you know you can just go in and relax, you can. Aware of a nice gentle breath. And in your mind's eye, I'd like you to imagine perhaps you're walking beside the beach on a sunset evening. The sun is not set yet. There's still a beautiful colour just painted throughout the sky of oranges, hues of pink and yellow, dark yellow, all sorts of colours that merge together and produce just the most amazing sunset colours. As you walk along the beach or the seafront, you're mesmerised. The changing sky, it doesn't take long, only minutes really, sometimes, for that sun to set and the darker sky to come around it. Still feeling a gentle warmth. Perhaps you sit on the sand or the seawall, and there might not be anyone around you, it's nice and quiet. And you can just turn your face towards the sun, close your eyes, and as you do this, you see that lovely pink, red behind the eyelids. A feeling of deep peace and contentment. Notice other thoughts that come to mind, just the joy of being alive in the moment that you're in. And as you take some deep breaths in this moment and just savour the beauty of our planet. Whatever goes on in life, the goods, bad, up, the downs, we have these little moments of bliss. So just take a few more minutes now just to be quiet, go within. your mind's eye. Just notice if you can come back to your sunset and whether now the scenery has changed and the sun has gone down. What does it look like? How does it feel? The coolness, maybe? Perhaps there's a different feeling, a quietness. Very gently we can just start to slowly bring consciousness back to the body. Take a few moments to follow your breath as you breathe. The whole movement of the body as you breathe. Tuning into how you're feeling. And then gently starting to wiggle fingers and toes. Maybe roll the head from side to side if that feels good. Deep breath and a sigh. If you're lying down, enjoy maybe a long full body stretch before you hug the knees in. And just being aware of what feels good physically, where it feels a bit more spacious and freed up. And when you're ready, you can just hug the knees in. Take a few rocks. And then rolling up to seated. Again, just take a few moments to settle. We're moving slowly through the rest of the evening. Ground down, and then we can join our hands together. Om Shanti. Namaste.